So in today's video, you're going to be seeing part 2 of when Nephisto speaks up in here. This video is going to be a lot more detailed than the first video, but I would still recommend that you guys watch the first video because it kind of gives you the prelude on how it kind of get into this conversation. But basically here he's going to talk about why he really felt what he felt during the time when there was civil war in their kingdom right now. It's all about the avatar frame for the what is that called, the magma daemon. All right, so it's all about this avatar frame in here, this one. There's really reason behind it. It's not just because he didn't get the frame, but because there's underlying issue, which who are the ones who got the frame. And just to give you a little bit of a sneak peek as you watch this video entirely and listen to his voice, it has something to do with like the players that he went against with that joined them. So I think it's better just for you guys to listen to Nephisto's voice and hear him out and give him a chance by listening to what he's got to say. And just disclaimer here again, as I said in my first video, I did not get paid for this video. I taken no form of payment, never any donations as well. I don't expect for anything from Nephisto. I just want to point that out there. You know, I'm probably very different than the other content creators in this space. I just want to put that out there. I don't need the money. You know, if he ever donates, great. But if it doesn't, you know, I don't look for it. I don't chase for it. I didn't make this video to make money. I make this video, you know, entertaining him because I think he deserves his voice to be heard as well. And it's just not fair if we just make videos about him and not give him a voice in the space. So far, since I've talking to him, you know, in that moment, I think he was very calm and collected and, you know, very cool, actually. But besides that, I just want to say, you know, thank you to Nephisto for giving us a chance in here to hear his voice. And I hope that we can do this more in the future and kind of hear what he's got to say with the game and what his progress is. This video is definitely 100% worth it to watch, so watch it until the end. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, smack like as well onto the video, and make sure to turn your notifications on and let me know what you think in the comment section. All right, so you quit Rise of Kingdoms and now you're in Call of Dragons, right?
Yeah, so Call of Dragons comes up, and I started playing the first day. I was actually trying to get into with Cisco. I didn't even know how servers worked or anything, so I just pressed whatever I started, and I got hooked up, and I started having a lot of fun. Right? It's rare that something really engages me that much. Not Rock was just at the beginning. It was like what the fuck is going on?
Mm-hmm.
The game was more developed. This one was obviously new. There was the beta, but it felt like my type of game. It felt more like Art of Conquest. Battles looked more engaging, more dynamic. I hope that they introduced terrain battles and some things that they can do easily and not really, and it will basically balance out the game and cut the advantage of the T5 wave right now, which I don't know why they're releasing 5 and 6 star on heroes, because that's just going to create another avalanche of problems. But Firelight can deal with that. If they fit is their game, and they can break it. Yeah, this situation it started evolving when I started spending money. Right. At the beginning, there was a lot of people spending money, so I wasn't really a big outlier. I jumped into power. I think I got T5 like second or third day of the game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You were enjoying the game. You spend, which I mean that makes sense. I mean, like you make your own money, so
I talked to Sammy. Sammy didn't want to play. SP was playing with Matt Phantom, and I don't know who else in 32. Finally, I had an alliance that was basically on top of me, and I joined them, which was at the time was the name of the fucking alliance. It's now Legion or whatever, LN or EM or whatever the fuck they want to call it. I'm sorry for the word, but so I joined the alliance. It was a wreck. It was a mess. Disorganized. The leader was Storm. He was like he was delusional.
This is 32, not 33.
33, 33.
33. Okay, you
Yeah,
mentioned 32. So
yeah, because SP was playing over there
oh, okay.
in 30 in 32.
All right.
Uh, but yeah, so I started to basically I try to be in the R4 community, but I try not to get involved in the R4 community of an alliance.
Yeah.
Uh, and it's just for reasons. I sometimes I feel like I'm the safety check of a fucking
Well,
problem. And
yeah, they
in this
listen to
one,
you.
I was very invested, and I was actually having fun. I wanted to make sure nothing really stood in the way.
Mm-hmm.
The alliance, when the first elite came out, it was a mess. Our people did not know what the hell was going on. They couldn't evade the charges. BXS got the first kill. They were very organized, and then the same thing happened for the second one. And I said enough. We got to get structure on these things. And we gotta build something here that has a foundation and that I'm not gonna fucking start losing my mind every time we raid. This isn't World of Warcraft 20 years ago, and I'm not gonna raid PVE for 5 hours waiting for setups. That's another thing. The runbacks were just terrible. People would come in with the wrong units, so we started giving structure to the house. Obviously, gold chests add up. But I felt like I needed to play with people that I trust. So I brought Sammy, SP.
Mm-hmm.
They brought Strange. We also brought I brought also Divine, and then we met Jomo in the game, who's also Puerto Rican, and we made him part of the crew. And then finally we added Ronan, who was, I would say, very organized. He's from, I think, Germany, and he was tanking on like 8 million power. He was going to get overrun basically at some point. We were going to lose that in the fights. And honestly, I honestly don't want to start timing mechanics. I had to do it for Necro, and I had to get really involved in that damn fight because otherwise we've not killed it. But we started bringing people that were basically good examples, more people to be that really understand the mechanics of games, and basically that took a huge load off me because instead of being relied upon, like all the reliance falling on me, I spread around more people basically.
Yeah.
Um, and they were loved by everybody. There was basically no issues. This thing with wild. I mean, I don't even know uh, what the hell happened. Shamble made this whole thing like we didn't want to fight the two alliances together.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and let me tell you something. Even if they had a third alliance, they wouldn't have broken. They actually had 5 alliances. I'm sorry. They had the total power of their combined alliance team was 5 billion, and we were like at 2. And they were all attacking us. So at the same time, at times there was
Yeah, I
3.
heard about that.
But I think that yeah. So what happened, right? So first we took down Storm out of power, and I did not take power at all. They created a system between Ronan, Draken, and I think Athenas. I'm not sure if that's right. Um, but basically, I used to talk with Ronan all the time, strategy in Discord, and we would talk about setup of setup of the towers, and I was very engaged with this damn game.
Okay, you were more
Um,
engaged with Call of Dragons, right? Than Rise of Kingdoms, you would say.
yeah, no, I'm completely engaged
Okay.
here. I'm just fighting all the time, and In fact, the other day I logged in and there was a piece, and I was able to farm for the first time in like I don't know how long.
Got it.
Uh, and it had me concerned at one point because I needed to get some heroes up before Madeline came up. I was saving books, and I felt some heroes were going to be behind if there was another round of attacks. But yeah, it was complicated building this thing. The Zone 2, we did crazy things to fight, and we joined another alliance that was close to the passes of BSX and Wild,
Mm-hmm.
and with basically 5 T5s or 4 T5s. We fought entire alliances just nonstop until purples came out, and even after that, we just threw stones every time there was 10 energy. Heroes would come out. I don't care what it was,
Mm-hmm.
but at some time, I think there was a point in time in Zone 2 we fought for like 72 hours without sleeping.
Okay.
Uh, and our idea on putting all the weight on the T5s was not to be superheroes or be like Superman. Oh, look at what I can do. My idea was let's keep the core members intact. Let's keep them growing. Let's not deplete their RSS on this, and let's have them tech up, right? And yeah, that's my curse right now. I'm fighting my own production,
What you built, yeah.
but it's fine.
But not everyone is turning against you, right? I mean, they're like Sammy's not. So how many of the account that you sponsor is turning against you?
All my pilots and everybody that we brought
Uh-huh.
and is with me, and they came
Okay.
with me, and they're loyal to me, and I'm loyal to them as well. I mean, so Ronan was the breakout, and my theory is that he had a little bit of a phantom moment. and and
Mm.
and and I haven't really brought this up before, but this escalated yesterday into a point where he talked to the leaders of BSX, and they said like kick him out of the alliance. Let's make a pact, and the
To kick you
leaders of
out.
yeah, and the leaders of BSX actually sent me the whole recording. I'm gonna share that with you after this. Don't worry.
Okay.
That's very spicy, but and shows a lot of hypocrisy from Ronan, which basically put zero money into the game and has almost full T5. He would beg, and I'm not talking about like that. That was not. We my plan was to get him healthy enough to tank, and he was just like begging Sammy to
Now,
just load the account.
now, my question. I'm gonna interject here. So I remember that you were against BXS as well as Wild, and I know they didn't really have a good opinion about you. Now you are in BXS, and now what I saw, I'm gonna give my most neutral possible because what I saw some of the chats is now your former teammate from LN. Now I saw some chat from Wild, and I think in BXS they were just like taunting against LN. I mean, I'm seeing the normal like once you switch over, now they got this authority, they got this power, now they get to kind of shit talk the other team. uh how much is biasness also comes into play when you moving over there, and like I mean they're benefiting from you as well.
Well, to be fair, and we have the text to back this up. I
Uh-huh.
was going to BSX at the beginning, um, and I just chose not to do Resurgence. Um, I did not understand.
You were going to join to BXX in the beginning.
Yeah. And this was like I think before even the first Behemoth. I was talking to King Kong and Konga,
So
and
they never talk trash to you in the beginning. I'm just saying,
no,
are
no,
they
no, no,
are
no,
they
no, no.
playing like
They
flipping the coin?
actually, and the trash talk is just normal trash in the fucking game,
Okay.
any game. But King Kong has never talked trash. In fact, after each battle, Rekov and the other T5 whales were always very, what happens after every KVK, like good fight, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and yeah, uh, the difference, I think, and we'll go into the BSX situation versus the Legion situation, and my problem with the melting pot. But the main problem was, I think, just the fighting. And again, you're fighting against me. It's probably not fun. I've never fought myself, but it's probably not fun to fight a super whale, right?
Yeah, it's not.
I have fought in Art of Conquest. I fought super Chinese whales where the wheels were not limited, and the what you could get out of the wheels was not shards of a hero, but it was unlimited power basically. So whales would drop 400k
Mm-hmm.
on a wheel, and that was it. I'm glad that that's not in either of these two games. That's something I appreciated in the wheel and
Yeah.
Rise of Kingdoms. And here it's also limited. So I fought about against super whales, and it was it was dreadful, right? It was frustrating. Here,
Uh-huh.
at least, you can fight a super whale and kill it. That's something that I think in Rock is a little bit harder to do
Mm-hmm.
than here, because it's going to balance out at the end. But whales here are going to be limited by stamina from the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
right? So there's so much you can really do if you're going to be spamming troops out of your city, defending or whatnot. And Southern learned that this morning fighting me.
Okay.
Uh, he was, for every attack we did, they had to refresh 3 times, and they were claiming victory because we were killing the tower, but they lost like 20 million power, the top whales. But it also gives you some sense of balance at midterm in the game. Obviously, these games obviously at some point
So,
always break
Nephisto,
again, get
we
fixed.
we are running at 33 minutes. I just want to let you know. So,
Yep.
do you want to kind of uh shift into the issue? So,
Yeah. So let me just summarize. So we spent countless hours defending. Most people in the alliance went to sleep every
uh-huh.
day and woke up with GCs, conquer territory,
Mhm.
and Kumbaya land.
Yep.
Right? And and that's fine. We didn't uh, expected people to like write a check and pay us for that, right? But
Mhm.
we did expect respect, and uh, something that obviously was not there, and people got entitled, right? They didn't earn things, and um, that's, I think, where
Where
Sammy
you
was very
felt
pissed.
as well. No,
What's that?
well, hold on, hold on. Do you think they also made an honest mistake? Because I did in my video, right? I don't know if you watch entirely, but at the end, this I forgot who this guy is. He said that he got permission from SP
Oh,
to run it.
well. Let's we can go into that particular detail.
Yeah.
But uh, did they get permission? Well, they didn't need permission to do anything, Shinshi, and that's they didn't need my permission because to do something, right? And that's probably the difference from their point of view and mine.
Okay.
Mine is, hey, these motherfuckers basically didn't sleep, fought for us. We should find a time zone where we can have them in there, and especially because we did carry them through the Necro Giant. And I'm saying carry because we trained them. We were at the top like 6 damage of the
Uh huh.
Necro Giant. And we were always there. That time, I told Ronan the day before, I'm not gonna be there, but train and try and learn mechanics. 'Cause, uh,
Mm-hmm.
SP basically set up the strategy to kill the boss. That's another thing. A lot of people think, oh, Ronan didn't do anything. SP took the strategy, um, built the strategy. They modified something, and SP calls me 5 minutes before, and I tell him, yeah, just go attempt, learn the mechanics, and during the kill, during the kill attempt, uh, like right before they start that attempt, it was the first attempt. I actually logged in.
Yep.
Um, and I did not say what you said in the video, though. I did not say,
Okay.
"Stop! Don't kill that." That
I thought you
actually,
were
that
saying what I was told is that you logged in and you saw them fighting and you're trying to get in, but you were trying to like wait for me for that one because you wanted to reset basically, so that you can join.
well,
Is it?
I didn't even speak because I joined, but I was actually not even looking at the damn boss.
Oh,
I logged and I said I'm in, and I didn't even look at the HP of the boss. This whole thing exploded when I didn't even know that they were doing elite. I was just in another situation that had nothing to do with this regarding work, and yeah, I called this. I called Sammy, and Sammy was, well. He was not as he was pretty angry, and I empathized with him. SP got the frame, and yeah, it just felt the whole thing was just like I don't know how many people messaged me. I have actually like 50 messages.
oh, I'm
Like
sure.
4 or 5 people basically said apparently during the raid to stop and not kill it. And yeah, it happened, and that's
What are
done.
what are you guys practicing on Elite Raid? You already know how it works. Are you just trying to lower the time? Is that the strategy?
Yeah, well, for example, on the
Six
on the
minutes 30.
necro, it's about, yeah, on the necro you need to, for example, I think the necro is like probably the hardest boss right
It
now.
is. It is.
We will see what comes out, but we had to do a lot of modifications on the who DPSs, what DPSs, what positions, the way we tanked the necro. It was basically me, Sammy, and SP because we were holding the aggro with damage and we were avoiding damage, and
Mm-hmm.
so we had to basically also, with the fires and everything, we had to basically be aware of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It just felt like damn World of Warcraft 20 years ago. But on the elite, they still hadn't. We tried the day before, and we had a lot of problems because we were trying to kill one first, and then the others. Apparently, that did not that work. But yeah, I think that, and this is honestly maybe just me, but I felt bad to begin with Sammy's reaction, and I still stand by my decision. I don't care, but I think that they should have considered
Cancel.
it. Yeah, I think they should have canceled because, first of all, most of the people that got the frame, guess what? They were from Wild.
Hmm. Yeah, I remember I remember there's a situation that was brief to me that you offered some of the wild to join in, right? To basically
Yeah,
consolidate power.
yeah. So our plan was basically to consolidate, and BFX did not want to consolidate. They wanted to stay independent, and we didn't. That's why we didn't bring them in at
Uh-huh.
the start, right? Because we wanted to fortify the server. But I I don't know. This thing just got out of
So
hand.
so
We basically
uh
this is exactly. Let me just explain to you the emotional
emotional
situation
part,
behind
yeah.
it. So we fought all these guys. Basically, they made it our lives impossible for basically weeks. They trash talked us. They come in for basically one attempt,
And got it.
and they take the frame. And the people who literally built this thing from the top, bottom to the top, were not there, and
Okay.
that just yeah.
Okay, when people are saying that who you zeroed certain players, were they wild or were they LN?
When we zeroed, what do you mean?
So
When we
I
zeroed
was
what?
told that you destroyed certain cities, right? Were these LN
Uh,
players, were these wild, or were these the players that you invested account on?
no, 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 no. We didn't destroy any players that we invested in, not even run on or when we joined the BSX. And this was my decision. Sammy or SP executed it, but it was my decision. I told them they think they earned this. Delete their zone 3, send them to zone 2, and then they can rebuild. And we'll see if this goes. I could have deleted the whole towers all the way to the back. I could have
Yeah.
basically reset them, and I reset them to zone 2 because, uh, quite frankly, Shinji, we pushed every damn of those fucking towers without sleep. And sometimes the walks were 40 minutes, 30 minutes, and there was not many people with us walking there. Um, eh, I don't know. I don't know. It was honestly probably not the best decision, and but it's done, and yeah, we're gonna have to live with it. And I'm not interested in playing with these people anymore.
Okay, so
So
now you're in BXX. No, I mean the current situation. I guess we're in this part now, right, on the topic.
yeah, and I think that I should have been in BSX for one simple reason. They're in my time zone. They're from the U.S.
Uh huh.
mostly. They're in our time zone. This is something that obviously at the beginning it just was uncomfortable because of where I was placed.
Yeah.
But it's just it's more convenient for me on that side and for my team, right? To be like that because that way during our high time I can probably sleep
Mm-hmm.
and cover the low side of the alliance, and that's what we did last night. We haven't slept. My team basically went hardcore all through the night. We made it very hard for them to build. I think they built 4 towers this morning. They got wrecked. They got emptied completely. They have no stamina. And we didn't have all our whales until like basically like 30 minutes before I called you. And when they got on, we just wiped them.
Now let
Uh,
me kind of paint the picture here. Try to understand. So basically, uh, the most upset you are, right? Because I mean, people just see that it is just a frame, which, yeah, it is just a frame. You can get it on next season as well. I think I mentioned this in my video. So listening to your part at the moment, I think you're most upset is because of these players that are from the wild that was able to join the LN and they were able to get the frame with just by participating at the one try. Am I correct? And
yeah, I
I'm sure
think
probably they're happy that
that,
they got it and you didn't as well.
well, I think that that's really honestly what pisses me off probably the most.
Got
Uh,
it. That would make
yeah,
sense though.
yeah, and to Ronan, that was fine. And to the management, they felt like that was acceptable, and that's fine. So,
That they made their
so
mistake.
well, I'm pretty sure that if they could go back in time, uh, they would. That and the lights and the lights. uh, well, they'll have to pull their weight because they're
Now,
not dealing
let
with
me ask
just a.
you. I hope you can answer this. If not, it's okay. But you have a little bit of a what is this thing called? Maybe double-edged sword, or I don't know what's the right terminology for this. Sorry, my English is also my second language, but um, I'm trying to figure out the right wording for this. But since you're a whale, you spend a lot of money into the game. You get that. I think I mentioned this. You get that instant respect from people because you spend a lot of money into the game. Now, when you play with people, let's say you move into BXS, you move into whatever alliance you go into, you get the instant, attention. How much do you think really people give you like legit, like, respect and like you for the way you play, the way you put in time and your character in the game, or they like you because what you can give to them, gold chest, and because they get powerful, they get stronger, they get more better VIP. I just want to kind of understand your perspective in here as well, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of whales in the game,
Um,
and I feel like they're not getting the legit, like, genuine, support really from majority of the people.
well, the main problem with whales, to be honest, is that most of them don't play.
Yes, that's true.
Most of them are not active. They just power up and you show up whenever they want. They feel entitled to benefits, and just because they have 100 million power, and we had two of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had the lights, northern and southern. Both of them basically just showed up whenever they wanted. They said, "Oh, we're going to be there," and didn't show up for 24 hours, not defend, and then. But to answer your previous question, I think that how much respect should I be given?
No, that's not how
Well,
much respect you should be given. I'm saying is like, how much do you believe like people actually like respect you because of you
none.
know
No, I think that question was answered with their actions.
uh
I, I think that actions speak louder than words. That's
huh.
just my philosophy of life.
Because now you move to BXS, do you think you'll get actual genuine like love, or do you think it's just they're just also taking the situation advantage as well, because now they're gonna benefit with you over there?
Well, Shichi, you got to be realistic, right? This is like this is something that you learn when you go from not having money to having money, right?
Yeah,
You don't really know who's with you 100% really for who you are or what you've got, and the only way to do that is to really go back in time
that's
and
true. I agree.
be with people who knew you before that. And since that's not something that you can apply really to a game, I think that that's an impossible question to answer. I think that a lot of people in LN
Mm-hmm.
genuinely got attached to some of us, and I think Sammy and Yomo were really liked. A lot of people tried to convince me to stop, even after I deleted the towers. They still messaged me to stop
Mm-hmm.
up to this day. But maybe they were comfortable. Maybe they were. I don't know. But anybody who really disapproved with what happened, in my opinion, should have left. And that would have sent a strong statement to the management. Instead, Wild is now running LN.
uh oh, yeah, okay. I heard
So,
there were some leadership changes. Also, your voice kind of dissipated a little bit. I don't know what you did. You went away from the mic.
eh, is it better now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess uh, I don't know. I don't know.
I guess
Yeah.
my point of asking you that, just I'm not trying to target anybody. I guess I'm just trying to point out like it's a pitfall. Like, yeah, you get to be so powerful in the game, but at the same time, I just feel at the same time I feel bad because the players, like, they don't, you get certain respect from, you get certain loyalty for certain people, but then his majority does not. I mean, with this
Oh,
game.
there's no such thing as loyalty in games. And if actually,
if you ask me, the reason that I went to BSX is not the one that most people think, and it's not because they were the option. The I could have probably just stayed in LN until the
Next
server
season.
marriage or whatever, and switch and just taking it out. But the reason that I went to BSX is the main reason they didn't join us, and it's because they have a community of gaming for 10 years, so they're loyal to each other.
Mm.
That and they didn't basically jump ship when we even pressured them to do so. So I thought that there was some sense of strength in the bond, in the alliance, and I think that that was something that I just came back from basically being punctured, if you want to call it that. Um,
That's legit. Okay.
so I think that that's really the reason we went there. SP, and this is just off topic, but SP had been fighting with these people in multiple games. So in a sense, I had to talk to SP about this beforehand because I was like, well, you got your vengeance in Zone 3 and Zone 2.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so can you make peace? And they were giggling and laughing, and now it's like normal in Discord, and all the bad blood, I guess, is over again. This is a game, Shinchi. It's always going to be a game, so you have to. I've been gaming for 25 years, I think,
Mm-hmm.
since StarCraft, Warcraft, World of Warcraft. God knows how many damn games I've played. So behavior in games is just nothing that takes my sleep away or anything of the sort. And
Now,
sometimes it's fun to engage
yeah.
and say stupid shit, and I really don't care. I do want to say that yesterday I did something that I was not proud of, and I'm not gonna do it.
Uh,
But yesterday we gave a threat to run on, and we're not gonna go through that. He can keep the damn account, and we're not gonna charge back or anything.
I see.
Um, that I think probably was the
I,
low part of this whole thing, and I don't feel proud of that
I think the
moment. The
chargeback is
rest,
kind of bad because you decided to buy. It's like, if you have a business, right? You decide to buy and you just return it. And it's like you used it already. I think, in my opinion, I don't know, just my opinion with chargeback.
yeah, I know, I agree, I agree, and I respect that, I obviously even thought about it from the beginning from an emotional standpoint, and then also reflected on it from an emotional standpoint. So I'm not, and this is even after the whole recording that was sent to me. I was like, this guy is not worth my time, and it's going to be more fun to kill his T5 and whatever. So he can keep his account. He can fight us. Just don't want to deal with that guy again. Um,
Mm.
from a respect standpoint. A lot of people are worried about the state of 33 because they thought that 33 could step up to 32. I'm not looking at these things this way. Just put things at reds in front of me and I'll kill them. That's where I have fun, and if we're at number, it's more fun for me. It's something.
It's just a game.
I prefer to be fighting 10 people than me having 10 and fighting one. It's not fun to fight one person with 10. Well,
Mm-hmm.
that's my opinion. Some people do like that type of bullying. I don't. In fact, and this is something that everybody in that was involved in Zone 2, we didn't beat them. We had less T5s than BSX and Wild together, and uh, and we didn't beat them really because we were stronger. We beat them because we strategized better. We built our heroes better, and nobody from their side that I recall ran out of stamina. I know who ran out of stamina. That was me.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I also learned a little bit to control it now, doing much better with stamina, and I don't mind so much the long runs, but I rather be more tactical. And I know, obviously, I know a lot more now about the mechanics than I did basically 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago. I mean, the fighting does help you improve in the gameplay. I play from iPads. It's crazy. Yesterday, I was driving my car and BSX. I was in the BSX Discord. This is just for giggles, but I was literally driving and playing 2 accounts because that Centurion is mine. Nobody.
Yep.
I sometimes I'm tired. I'm like, somebody just take over this because my eyes are burning, or I have a migraine, or just tired of playing 2 accounts. But the reason that I made that account is because of the stamina problem, right? I was like, this is going to be a problem when I run out of stamina, and
You got nothing to play. Makes
these
sense.
people are still, and these people start coming. So this is something I did not do in Rock. In Rock, I just focused mainly really on one account, and the other whales, I will never talk about them. They're still running and lingering around, and not mine. I give them away. But yeah, I think that whatever happens between 32, 33, whatever server comes and they merge us with or unite us or whatever they want to call it, I mean, it's going to be different alliances, different mixes, and honestly, I don't want any type of leadership responsibilities or anything. I just hope that when the Reds come, I have people next to me fighting with me. I don't care if it's 3, 4, 6 people, but it's always more fun to play with people you enjoy playing with. And honestly, that's the reason that I powered up these people. They earned my trust, and over a long period of time, and I'm talking here about Sammy, SP, and Strange. I mean, they've earned my trust. Yomo is also getting up there. And I think that that's where you really enjoy gaming, right? You can't always do that, but it is what it is.
I mean, if you
And
play by yourself, it's not fun, even if you have the money for it. I mean,
yeah, I think that's why honestly Rock was boring to me. I was always like playing with people that I had no connection with or no communication. It was always like a very detached situation. It's like, if I burn this, it doesn't matter. If I burn it, it doesn't matter to me either. Now I feel like I'm like, when we fight 12 hours, we're fighting for the shoulder next to you, right? And that's
it's
how.
like brother in arms.
Yeah, I'll tell you something. Strange is coming up now, so she'll be T5 soon, and Yomo is T5. Divine also is coming up as probably T5 in the next month. I'm gonna go slow on that, but I think that's really what makes the game a lot fun. I'm running into battle with, it's like, with 2 friends, and we're gonna have a giggle no matter what happens. Either we die, we're gonna say we got basically blasted, or we blasted somebody. So after you win or lose, it's always fun to talk about that with people. And yeah, so I found my little group, and if we right now we're gonna see if we blend with BSX. We're not gonna jump into a superpower alliance when we merge. If it's 32 or we're not gonna do that, because that's not who we are, and that's not what that's not what defines my fun. A lot of people were like in Rock, oh, why don't you go to what's it called,
1960.
SOC Kingdom, or just buy everything and you'll save. I don't know how much time, and I just didn't even care, right? But now we have good group, and again, hopefully we fit in with these people. We are, so far it's been honestly fun. Yes, and this is not like I'll tell you this. Something very important to me is the way I get along with people. And I think that we had that in LN. But I think that we can also have it in other places. And yesterday was, I literally didn't stop laughing for like 8 hours during the day, and it was nothing related to the game. It was just stupidity you talk, right? A lot of things I can't do anymore for whatever reasons in my personal life. So it's fun to also remember different times when we were younger. I don't know how old you are, but I'm 39.
I'm 32. I'm 31. I just turned 31 this year.
Oh, so you probably halfway through that. Maybe in 10 years, you'll understand a little bit more of where I am. But a lot of these people I game with are my age also, and yeah, I don't like the word community. It just sounds so cliche, but I like playing with friends, and I think that we've become friends because believe me, when you don't sleep for 72 hours
It's
and
fun.
you're only talking to 2 or 3 people, that's basically you eventually start talking your conscience out.
Yeah. I know. I have a group. I have a group from other game that we're still friends to this day, and we're actually like trying to do business as well outside of the game. But yeah, I've made. Yeah, I know what you feel. I know it's great.
Yeah,
Um,
and just to close with this, I know you don't want to drag this anymore, but
yeah.
uh just to firelight, right?
Uh-huh.
Just some game recommendations. They need to hold out on the 5 and 6 star, and I'm gonna max every commander on that. So I'm gonna be one of the biggest beneficiaries of that mechanic or that new implementation. They need to stop that right now and probably bring it later. If they bring that now, it's gonna create a serious imbalance from the people who are T5 and not T5.
Mhm.
The other thing, terrain, give plus damage to high locations, low locations take minus damage or damage increase, whatever you want to do. Do grass plus speed, do desert minus speed movement. Give some cavalry buffs in different landscapes. These are mechanics that are not going to be that hard to implement for them and are not going to change the dynamics of the game. But I think that a lot of free to play players would appreciate and value, especially people who are tactical and don't have much money, can get some advantage over the high spenders.
Mhm.
A lot of people may think that I'm just like, oh, he just wants things and new things to come out so he can rock. Trust me, um, I would have delayed Madeline probably into season 2. I think that hero is broken, and if you see the reports from yesterday and today, you would agree with me. That is not a well balanced hero, and it's very problematic right now for low spenders.
Yeah, he's
Eh,
huge.
if counterattack would be removed from the game, I think not many people would complain, and the whales are happy with that, but they're not so happy either. I don't think that mechanic is well thought out. I understand what they were trying to do, but they didn't scale that properly, and
Got it.
balancing it is not going to be, it's not going to be easy. So I don't know how they could fix it. Um, the free healing I think is amazing. I think that they should take out resource healing
Mhm.
and just keep it at free healing. Because it honestly, and just increase free healing for everybody. Probably cap it a little bit. It is. I can heal 2 million troops a day.
Yeah.
That is just
Yeah,
broken.
I did the video on that one. Plus, you have a lot of troops, so you're pretty much unlimited.
Yeah, I mean, in
Mhm.
my case, I'm never gonna stop fighting. On if I'm efficient with stamina and troops, I'll never stop fighting.
Yeah.
So I think that the resource healing needs to be taken out. I think I can do like 3 million resource healing
Well, you
a
can't do
day.
3 mil. You can't because if you're max on free healing, you can't max on resource healing.
Well, I don't know what the maximum free healing is because I think one of my talents I did wrong. But
Free
my free
healing is
healing is
2M.
max 2M.
Yeah. Resource is
Well, then I
3M
have
max.
Well, I have. So I'll send you a screenshot later of my hospital. I just get a rune of like 7% and it's maxed, which the
Mhm.
math still doesn't add either. By the way,
Because you is by percentage. You have so much troops that it brings it up. So you can. I guess you're right. You can max out because you have so much troops to where the percentage just brings it up for both. Yeah,
yeah,
if
I
you
think
added
it.
both.
But anyways, I would take out resource healing. That new elixir thing. I don't know what they're gonna work, but if you basically store free healing and then you can bring it up, it's just gonna break whales more. And these
That's what I
games
think
need
too.
to. And I think that these games need to find a balance between whales and free to play. And obviously, I know that they need to exist, and we help them exist. The whales do.
Mhm.
And by the way, it's not only the whales. It's the bit spender is really the core of these games, right?
Mhm.
Statistically, you're
There's
probably gonna
more.
find. Yeah, we're outliers in statistics, right?
Mhm.
And the core is really the guy that spends probably like $50 a week.
Mhm.
But there's thousands of them, right? Um, so they need to focus more on that group. And Lilith is terrible at that. They just give way too much attention to how they're going to make money off the game, and eventually people lose interest. Another thing is they need to basically work with this PVE thing. I understand that they wanted to give content to PvEers and to PvP, but um, yeah, that's a big topic. You should actually bring. You know what you should do? This is our recommendation now for you. You should bring probably like 5 or 6 people from 5 or 6 different whales. Have literally like an exchange, um, and have different opinions on these things. But and probably bring like 3 whales, 3 free to play, and have that conversation, because I think that Lilith does not listen to players. It listens to whoever they want to listen to, and yeah, it's not good. Um, the terrain, I've heard it so many times. I'm relaying it. It's not my idea. I'm not
Uh huh.
taking credit for it. It's just something that I've heard multiple times now from multiple people, and I think it's a good idea. The healing, I'm seeing it firsthand. I'm pretty sure not a lot of people understand the repercussions of free healing, and they're happy with it because they don't lose troops.
Uh huh.
Uh, but believe me, it's going to be a problem in the long run. A very, very, very big problem in the long run. So, yeah.
Yeah, I
But
think I think that elixir. I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel good about that elixir because with the free healing right now, you can make mistake. Like for like, let's say there's you start battling today, but then tomorrow the pass open, you didn't pay attention. Now you're stuck with that decision.
yeah,
So yeah, we'll see what happens. But I like your point of view there. To kind of close it, I don't know if this video is going to be 2 parts. If I'm going to split into 2 parts, by the way, um, to maybe you can, I don't know what you want to say lastly to the people that are in your server, that are people watching, you know, um, because people do have certain opinions. So I don't know if you want to say anything in that regards or no.
well, if it's simple, if if you're red, run for the hills, and if you're green, keep logging on. We need you. No, in all seriousness, just have fun, right? And above all, be grateful. I think a lot of people, have fun at different levels and can play at different levels, right? A lot of people have 2 jobs, 3 jobs,
Mm-hmm.
can't play that much. Uh, but if somebody is doing something to improve your gameplay and he's on your side, uh, I don't even need to say it, Shinji, to be honest. They and learn that at home. It's not my place to educate people and to show them morals and values. It's just,
That's true.
it is
I
what
agree.
it is. I'm not going to educate grown men or grown women to what respect, honor, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I
beyond
agree with
me.
that. Now, hey, I want to say thank you for reaching out to me. I mean, I honestly didn't expect it. I know, I know you have certain opinions about me, so I didn't really expect it to for you to reach out. So I do appreciate it. And
Well, it's all, as I said, this is gaming, and chaos is fun sometimes, but sometimes also, I think you made a very objective video. By the way, my mother is fine.
okay, that's
My
good.
wife, my wife is a little bit uh, angry. Let's just say I did a couple nights fighting. I don't dare tell her that this is going to take a couple days more.
Mm,
But I am definitely sleeping in my house tonight. I'm not. I- I'll just put the headset at not speak in DC or something in voice chat.
hmm
Um, but
Now,
and again, I have
I'm
kids.
recording right now. Is this
That's
okay or
why.
no?
Yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
don't care.
I want to make sure
I mean,
because this is
honestly,
personal
a lot
stuff.
of people. Well, no, it's not. So people think that I'm just like a money machine, and they have
Oh
to
no, no,
understand
no. You
there's a
have life.
person. There's a person behind this, and I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna be impulsive. I'm gonna be human, and sometimes I'm gonna be wrong, and I'm gonna apologize. Some things I'm gonna be hard headed on and stick by what I think, and you won't agree, and sometimes I will agree with you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Um, but uh, but yeah, my family's okay. So yeah, I just got drunk with my wife, uh, and the rest is obviously not for this channel, right? The triple X conversation is
Okay.
private. Uh, but anyways, I also wanted to thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk and clear some air. This was more like a therapy session than anything. And
Okay.
again, I apologize for anything that I've said before that was disrespectful to you. I cleared the air with Chisco a
Mm-hmm.
couple weeks ago, and I think that that was a little bit past due with you as well. So I appreciate the video, and again, uh, I hope we can do this in other terms later, less dramatic. I'm sure that this will get some views. Maybe my persona will go down in fire, or maybe it won't. I don't know. Every time they make a video about me or something, it's like 100,000 views on somewhere. So I don't know why. Because I'm not that interesting, guys. I just work and spend money. And if you were in my shoes, you would do the same thing. I probably won't. Who knows?
Who wouldn't want
But
to be able to spend that much money?
yeah, well, you know what? I actually did something. Will add. I do one thing. Uh, I do enjoy helping my friends, and the
Mm-hmm.
people. You asked me at one point if I paid the pilots. No, but because of the sacrifice that they have done,
Mm-hmm.
and because I know they put the time and they respect me, and we bonded. That
Mm-hmm.
is the reason I've done this. So I didn't buy them,
Mm-hmm.
and that's something very important to me, because we're not in BSX for whatever. If they took us for that reason, I doubt it. I know their philosophy. We tried to break that philosophy from the other side, and it was unbreakable. So
Mm.
thank you to BSX as well, King Kong, and the crew at the management side. Honestly, uh, I'm glad that you said no to us before that, and that it was a good point to fall back on after this whole mess. So
I want to just mention one thing though before we end this. You mentioned about friends. You know, I know you're 8 years older than me, but I'm sure you have real life friends as well. I don't know what's your relationship with it. I know I'm gonna go a little bit personal here. I just want to point my view here, and I'd like to influence people with this type of view as well. So in my real life, I have a group of friends that are older than me that are alumni from my school, and what I see this vision, what I like. This guy became so successful. He's like in the magazine in the top richest right now in the Philippines. They do this type of product. He drives like a bunch of, few supercars as well. But what I like about his mindset is that he doesn't just take it all for himself. What he did is he took all of his friends, brought him into their company, and everybody become, successful. So I hope that, what comes with money, I'm not directly saying this to you, that I hope that people that are watching this that, are wealthy, is that don't forget the true friends that you actually have, and, you help them to be successful as you are, and you can enjoy together the life. I don't know if that's your point of view in real life or not, but
yeah, couldn't agree more.
Money is nothing if you don't got people to spend time with at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, I have about 300 employees, and seven of them are friends previous to.
Help them to have a good life. Take them with you with the journey.
Yeah. Until they don't perform, then you have problems. But that's a different different channel for that, and a different spectrum.
But yeah, dude, appreciate this. I will go back to sleep. I only have 2 hours of sleep.
Okay, you slept 2 hours more than me, so congrats. You win that battle. You definitely won that battle. All right, take care.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.